Well, good Tuesday evening, everyone. Meteorologist Brian Dukes here in the 15 Plus Streaming Center. Want to get you caught up on some first alert days. We have snow moving in tonight. We have dangerously cold temperatures that are going to be moving in as we head towards the weekend. Along with that, a couple stories on how this storm may impact much of the country, especially the eastern and southeastern portion of the country. And we have a little story on how the water crisis is growing across the globe. So a lot to get through here in the next 10-15 minutes. We'll kick things off with our alert day that is starting tonight through Wednesday. We are expecting not one, but 2 rounds of snow. The first will be tonight and into tomorrow morning. We'll get a break during the day Wednesday, and then another round tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, both of which will lead to a couple of inches, both of which will lead to slick roadways, and there will be some issues if you are going to be traveling, both for the morning and evening commute. I think when you add both of these rounds together, we're looking at a widespread 2 to 4 inches across southern Wisconsin. There are going to be some higher totals where both of these rounds of snow kind of overlap, and if you are in that narrow bullseye, I guess we'll call it, there will be the potential of 5 or 6 inches of very fluffy snow. Now, that's not going to be for everyone. That's going to be kind of where the morning and the evening round of snow overlap. So let's take a look at both of these rounds of snow. The one we're expecting tonight, kind of favoring the heaviest snow Madison southward, where we will see 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of fluffy snow. To the north, we're looking at around an inch from the Dells northward, and this would take us through tomorrow morning. So a couple inches of fluffy snow through the morning commute. That's going to cause some problems. That is round 1. Remember, 2 rounds. Round 1, generally 1 to 3 inches. Same thing with round 2, but this time it looks like it'll be Madison northward. That stands the better chance of seeing a couple of inches of snow. So where does that overlap kind of happen? I think it's somewhere into the central portion of our area and kind of into the Madison area possibly as well. So it's going to be somewhere, I think, in this area that has the potential of being in that bullseye of both rounds of snow, and where we may see some locally higher totals of maybe 5 or 6 inches. I think between Madison and the state line, that's where we will have that potential of some of those heavier totals setting up. So that's what we will be watching as we head through the next 24 hours. All right, in terms of the alerts, lining up kind of with the thinking of the heavier totals being Madison and points southward when it comes to both rounds. Winter weather advisory in place for the southern half of our area. This also includes eastern Iowa and northern Illinois if you do have travels in that direction. In terms of the snow right now, well, we are saturating the atmosphere, so you'll notice not a lot happening, but that will change in the next 2 or 3 hours. And I think after 10 o'clock tonight, we will get into better chances of snow. So still going to be on the lookout here for the snow to develop, and it will do so pretty quickly. Steady snow overnight, but again, you'll notice it wraps up sometime around the morning commute, and we will get into several hours of dry conditions as we head through tomorrow. Temperatures right now are looking to be into the teens to the single digits. It looks like we're missing a lot of data. Not sure why that's not popping up, but again, this will be a fluffier snow because of how cold it is, and of course it is going to stick to the roadways, and salt not going to be quite as effective as it would be if temperatures were into the 20s and 30s. So that's also going to be a limiting factor for road crews as they're out and about tonight. All right, stick with us after the break. We're going to take a look at how the storm may be impacting other portions of the country and some interesting data when it comes to the water supply across the entire globe. We'll have much more on that coming up right after this short break. Stick with us. I'll see you in 60 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Brian Dukes here in our 15-plus streaming center as we gear up for more snow tonight and colder conditions as we approach the upcoming weekend. We're not alone when it comes to this cold air. In fact, millions of people from the plains to the East Coast are getting ready for a dangerous winter storm. Meteorologists say a powerful storm, including heavy snow and freezing rain, will hit the southern Rockies, plains, and mid-south starting Friday. The system is then expected to target the East Coast through Sunday. Temperatures around 30 degrees below average in parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, and northern Illinois. Travelers should expect major disruptions and closures out on the roadways and, of course, at the airports. This snow could last into Monday along parts of the East Coast. So again, not the only ones that are going to be impacted by this upcoming winter storm. All right, check this out. The world has entered a new era of severe water problems, one that has irreversible consequences according to a new United Nations report. It says the planet's water situation is so severe that terms like water crisis don't capture its magnitude. The report's author calls it a global water bankruptcy, and the situation is described like this. Nature provides income in the form of rain and snow, but the world is using more of those resources than it receives, and that's putting us in debt. The report calls for a series of actions such as transforming farming through shifting crops and more efficient irrigation, better water monitoring, reducing pollution, and creating protection for wetlands and groundwater. Interesting new data coming out when it comes to the water across the globe. Of course, we are focusing on the winter weather here in Wisconsin. After this short break, we will take another look at the snow heading our direction and the cold air that's going to follow. We are talking dangerously cold by the weekend. If you thought yesterday was cold, it won't even compare to what we have for the upcoming weekend. So stick with us. Coming up in just 60 seconds again, we will be taking a look at some of those cold conditions heading our way and kind of timing out the snow as we head through the next 24 hours. Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Brian Dukes here with you on our Tuesday evening on our 15-plus streaming network. We hope to do more of these sometime between about 8 and 8:30 each and every night. So if you're ever looking for some more information or a little more in-depth coverage, we'll hope to bring that to you here on 15-plus. Tonight we're talking about the dangerously cold air after tomorrow's snowfall that will be working its way into southern Wisconsin. And again, more alert days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that's kind of the thing to take away from this. It's not going to be one day of cold air like we had yesterday. This will be a prolonged period, Thursday night through Monday morning, and it will take its toll on not only your body, but it will take its toll on infrastructure, and we could be running into some problems. An extreme cold watch has been issued for all of Wisconsin, and this is a type of advisory warning alert, I guess we'll call it, that is not necessarily issued every year. So really doing justice to how cold it's going to be. And take a look at some of these temperatures. We're expecting overnight lows anywhere from 10 to 20 below zero. We're expecting wind chills that could be anywhere from 20, 30, 40 locally up to about 50 below zero, with daytime highs not even getting above the zero mark. And when you talk wind chills, 40, 50 below, you're talking the potential of frostbite in under 5 minutes on exposed skin. And this is what we are concerned about as we head through the weekend. It is a gentle reminder to make sure you are prepared with the proper clothing. Check on those who may need a little help staying warm, And of course, keep an eye on the pets. Also, even if you're just heading down the road, 5-10 minute drive, have the winter gear, dress appropriately just in case you run into a worst case scenario and you do end up stranded on the side of the road. You want to be able to stay warm when you're talking frostbite potential in just 5 minutes. All right, outside right now, 12 degrees in Madison. Fortunately, the winds aren't too bad, so the wind chill's a couple degrees around the actual air temperature. Focusing on this dew point, though, because this number needs to be closer to this number, and it's been coming up, but it has some more to do, and that means we need more saturation, and that's why we're not seeing a whole lot of snow right now when it comes to southern Wisconsin. Temperatures remain to the single digits and teens across the area. We are looking at some warmer air, relatively speaking, down to the south and west. That's going to fuel tonight's snow, which is getting organized down to our south and west. And we're also going to be watching for where the more consistent band sets up. And right now, that may take it on either side of the state line. So we are looking at areas between Rockford and Madison kind of being the bullseye for the overnight snow, and hence the potential of the higher totals in that region. Not much out there right now. We're still saturating the atmosphere. After about 10 o'clock tonight, we'll get into this. Light snow continues through the morning commute. Remember, 2 rounds of snow, so we get a break midday, maybe even a little sunshine. Then the next round moves in late tomorrow afternoon, and for the evening commute, you guessed it, more issues on the roadways. And then we are looking at just a few lingering flurries on Thursday. Thursday is going to be kind of a transition day as that Arctic air settles in, and it will be here as we head into Thursday night and early Friday morning. 9 degrees tonight. Temperatures are actually already beginning to come back up as snow will become likely. 23 tomorrow. Morning and evening snow. We are dry in between. A few flurries on Thursday, 15. 6 below Friday for the high. We don't get back above 0 until Sunday, with overnight lows, of course, much colder, and the wind chills the coldest yet. Back to the teens and 20s early next week, which is still a little bit below normal for this time of year. I don't see any big snow events, though, as we move through much of next week. While it will be chilly, chances are it will also be fairly dry. So we'll see how that kind of progresses on. Maybe a little light dusting of snow as we head through Sunday. Does not look to be a huge deal at this point. By that time frame, it will be the big southern storm that we are talking about and working up the eastern seaboard. All right, thanks for tuning in tonight to First Alert here on 15 Plus. Much more coming up on WMTV 15 News at 9, and once again coming up at 10. We'll hope you join us then. For now, I'll say goodbye, and we'll talk to you later.